keep it 100 because it's time for Hub's Huddle Podcast. Listen to the man that talks sports from football to basketball 24/7, 365. He is known as the average Joe that knows more than average about sports.
What's up, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Hub.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Today is Tuesday, December 11th, 2018. And I got something to get off my chest today, man. We're going to talk a little bit about the NBA and the current state that it's in. After I watched that game last night with the LA Lakers and, the Miami Heat, and yes, it's, Dwayne Wade's last go around. So it was him against LeBron, their last matchup. And at the end, man, it just kind of like, I understand that's your last game, that's your homie, and, it was just too much bro love going on for me. It just, it's just the way the whole league is right now. You know what I mean? Like, thank God for Giannis, the Greek freak. Because, the way these dudes are now, they all want to work out together in the off season and hang out and this and that. Giannis flat out told these jokers, hey, man, I ain't working out with my competition. And that's the way it should be. I think that's what's lacking in our game today in the NBA is that a lot of these dudes, man, they're just too friendly with each other. Like, it's no real rivalries. Like, if you look back in the 80s and the 90s and you got the rivalries, like in the 90s, you got the rivalries with the Heat and the Knicks. Like, that was, like, legit, like, I don't like you. Like the Alonzo Mournings, Patrick Ewing, and you got, these guys, Allen Houston. Oh, man, all these dudes, Tim Hardaway. Like, this was like, I don't like you. Like, the bad boy Pistons and the Chicago Bulls, them basically like, basically just like manhandling Mike every night. You had Pippen scared of Dennis Rodman. We don't have that kind of, juice today, like the old fashioned Celtics versus, the Lakers, with Kevin McHale coming with the clothesline on like Kurt Rambis, we don't have that today. We got a lot of, hey, we all buddy. When we did have a fight in the beginning of the year, it's kind of like a little scuffle. I wouldn't even call it a fight between Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo. Now, these two dudes right here, they legit hate each other, but you got their teammates. I know Brandon Ingram came through and, he like, that's my teammate. But you got like LeBron, who's like, cool with Chris Paul. They're, the Banana Boat Boys. And, and he's on the Lakers, but he can't, he's trying to pull everybody away. He's talking to Chris Paul on the side. You got James Harden. He like, I'm just going to stay 30 feet away from this. I ain't getting in nothing. I ain't trying to mess up my beard or whatever. I'm good. It's just, like this league today, man, these guys, man, they're soft. And this probably explains why, all these guys, they want to, link up with each other and play with each other because, like we're all cool. We all work out in the off season. Then we get the idea of, yeah, well, how about we just, team up together and get a couple of chips, like a LeBron, Wade, and Chris Bosh, and like a Kevin Durant going to, Golden State and playing with, Iguodala and Steph Curry because they was cool and they talked about it. Like that kind of stuff, it takes away from our game. I'm not saying it should be fights, but I'm just saying like the competitive level, like, just like what Giannis said, I don't want to work out with my competition, which means I don't want you knowing like what I'm doing, my preparation, before I go out here and go face you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like this should be, this is a good debate. I'm quite sure a lot of people might feel, in a different opinion as me. Some people might like the fact that these guys all get together and play pickup games in the summer. They all working out together. They hanging out. I'm more like, you the competition. Hey, man, you stay over there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hear nothing about, even like with Kobe, I didn't hear him working out with other jokers. All I know is that when he retired, yeah, this is when I'm going to help out. But I don't think, like, during the off season, we all linking up together. Like it's no more than that. Michael Jordan ain't doing that he wasn't doing that back in the day with Isaiah, Magic, and Bird and Clyde. Like, it was more like, I'm working on my game because I'm trying to beat all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? This right here is the competition. You guys are the competition, and we're going to keep it at that. And, we're not going to work out together. Yeah, if we're on a dream team together, that's the only time we're going to practice together and hang out and this and that, because we're all coming together on a different team, to play for like the country and over here in the Olympics. But if it's just like a regular workout, in the summertime or, whenever they got off time or whatever it is, these dudes, man, today, they all working out with each other. This is how you get them bonds of how people want to play with each other. Like just like last night, like, what I mean? Like, I'm a Celtics fan, but, the Celtics played the Pelicans last night. And it was like the end of the game, you got, Anthony Davis coming over there to, to Kyrie, and they just talking, like, and basically, like, Kyrie's been on, many rumors talking about him trying to recruit, Anthony Davis to come to Boston, which it can't happen this year because of the Rose Rule, because they already got Kyrie over there on that situation. They have to wait until, like, the summer to get, Anthony Davis in, if it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But, like I said, man, thank God for Giannis. He's keeping it old school. He's trying to, basically like, I'm not working out my competition. I'm not trying to work out with KD. I'm not trying to work out with LeBron, because ultimately I'm trying to beat you guys to get to the ultimate goal of winning an NBA championship. And the way this man mindset is, he's more mindset like an old school player. He doesn't, it doesn't, look like he's the type that's going to, jump on a team to build a super team. But who knows, within the next, 5 years from now, who knows, But at the state of the league right now, man, I think a lot of these guys, it just needs to be more, rivalries. Like, it's different from football. Like, football, you still got your rivalries. Like, you still got your Steelers and your Ravens. You still got your Patriots and the Steelers. You still got your Cowboys and Eagles. These dudes, they got that hatred within the organization, to go out here like, hey, you play for the Cowboys, you play for the Eagles. I don't have nothing to do with you, man. I mean, the offseason, we might get together, at the end of the game, we hug and all that, but when we on that field, it's war. I think the NBA needs to have more of that. It just is lacking. Like, it's fun to watch. Yeah, you see all the flashy threes, but in my heart of hearts, I'm missing the stuff that I grew up watching. I'm missing the old school 90s basketball where you had teams that legitimately did not like each other. And, sometimes it brawled down to fights, but I'm not talking about it needs to be fights in the NBA. I'm just saying, like, it needs to be, like, the genuine, like, competitive level. It should be, if I can't beat you, I'm going to go back, work out in the summer, and come back to beat you. It's not going to be like, oh, well, I can't beat you, but I'm going to go jump on your squad to make your squad better, and we're going to go win a couple of championships. Like, that's why I understand people talk about, like Kevin Durant leaving, Oklahoma City when they was knocking on the door. They took the Golden State Warriors to like a game 7. And, he then turns around and jumps to go to Golden State. And now he's winning titles with these dudes instead of staying with Russell Westbrook, and trying to win a title and trying to go through, Golden State. It's different when you compare that to what LeBron did. Yeah, he left and they combined a super team over in Miami, but that was for the basis of, Wade, LeBron, and Chris Bosh. They couldn't get past Boston. So they were like, you know what? Since we can't get past Boston, how about we all, team up together and we finally go beat them over there. Then we can go off and go win championships on our own. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, you still got the crowd who would say, well, Boston was a super team. You got to realize that, yeah, these guys was brought in, Allen and KG was brought in through like trade. So it's different. It's not like, Paul Pierce sat back and said, oh, well, yeah, we all need to team up together so we can go win the title. Yeah, Kevin Garnett had to waive his trade clause, once Ray Allen was going. But that's the whole basis of it. Like, it wasn't like we all going to just combine together and be on one team to win, multiple championships. Danny Ainge went out and got Paul Pierce help. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, on that side of the map. But like I said, it's different from what Boston did. It's different from what LeBron, Wade, and Bosh did in Miami. Is totally different than what KD did by jumping from Oklahoma City to Golden State. It's the way this league is going, it's like, okay, we need at least 2 or 3 superstars to win the title now. And that's just the way the league is built right now. And I like watching basketball. I just don't like how it is now, where you got one super team and then you got everybody else. And you're like, okay, so before the season start, everybody already picking Golden State to win the title because of who they got. And you just getting guys who just coming over there just to, I'm going to go collect the ring, so I'm going to go over here. And yeah, when LeBron went back to Cleveland, they brung in Kevin Love. They already had Kyrie there. So, I mean, just bringing in Kevin Love is it wasn't bad. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to build a super team in Cleveland and then we're going to go here and go win titles. They won one title. But you look at, Golden State, that nucleus was already there, but you guys did not even need Kevin Durant to come over there. You know what I'm saying? It was just, like a slap in the face. But, as time went on, people need to get over that situation and just realize it is what it is. You let these guys go over here, they build that team. Yeah, they won a couple of titles already. And to me personally, I think they're going to self-destruct before anything. I don't even think they're going to win the NBA title this year. I think, it's other teams out here that's capable of beating these guys, especially when you got to play a team that's not going to be afraid to play you. You know what I'm saying? And that there's the bottom line to that. That's why I don't buy that. Oh, well, beginning of the season, soon as the season starts, well, it don't matter because Golden State going to win the title. That's not a given because it's any given night in the NBA, just like it is in any other sport. Like, you can have a super team and then you still don't come away with nothing. Let's look at, all the cake that let's look at NFL, for example. Everybody was talking about the Rams before the season started, talking about, oh, well, they're going to win the title because of, all these different guys they got, the defense loaded up with Talib, Marcus Peters. You still had Aaron Donald. You bring in Kadama Kasu, you know what I mean? And then, on offense, you bring in Brandon Cooks. Like, these dudes, I still don't even have them coming out of the NFC. You know what I'm saying? I don't even have them going to the Super Bowl. I have New Orleans going to the Super Bowl. You feel me? I'm like, any team can be beat on any given Sunday. And the way these guys are collected, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're always going to jail. Basketball is different because, you can play one-on-one in basketball. You could be, if one of your guys can heat up, on your squad, then it's basically a wrap for the other team. If 2 guys heat up, it's curtains. Like, if Steph and Clay heat up, that's pretty much it. Like, then you got Steph, Clay, and Durant who can all shoot, and then you're like, oh my gosh. Hey. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they won the title, but I don't think they're going to win the title this year. I just think it's going to be somebody else. It might be coming back from the East, man. Toronto looking strong, but you got to see how Toronto looks, going down the stretch as well. Like, we're still extra early, and I've been reading stuff from people, man, who just basically talking about, like what teams are done already. Like, do people talking about like Houston's done already, Boston's done already. Boston they're starting on a win streak right now. Houston is still early. I tell people all the time, like, basketball don't start for me until Christmas. When you get them Christmas Day games, then you hit the All-Star break. After that, then this is where we starting the season. Basketball is too long to be sitting up here in October, November, December, early part of December talking about what teams are done. I can see if you haven't won, if you only won like say about 5 games already, then yeah, you digging yourself in the hole. But, we ain't even hit 40 games yet in the NBA where people be talking about, somebody's season is over. Like, it just takes a while for certain guys to, get together in jail. That's just like the situation in Boston. Boston got the talent. They got the deep bench. But the problem is over there is that, Kyrie and Hayward just coming back from injury. It's like these dudes got to fit in with what they already have running from last year. You know, everybody has a different role now, so it's different because these two guys are there. So everybody has to adjust to that. That's just like Philadelphia. Philadelphia is good. They awesome at home. They got the best home record. You know, but they added in Jimmy Butler, and they still ain't who they really are yet because they're still adjusting to Jimmy Butler. You got, you know, Joel Embiid coming out talking about how he's like not being used the same since Jimmy came. And it's not like a shot at Jimmy. It's more like, you know, I'm used to playing this way, but now we bring in Jimmy, so I got to find a way to adjust my game. You know what I mean? It's no slide. I know people talking about, oh, well, they starting to have trouble now because Embiid talking about, you know, because they brung in Jimmy and this and that. That's that's any player that's been your dominant go-to guy who now has to, you know, like pull it back a little bit to just like, you know, okay, I got to adjust because we got another alpha male coming in here. You know what I mean? That can also score. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my numbers might decrease a little bit because Jimmy here and Jimmy got to eat. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I tell people, you got to be patient with this kind of stuff, man. It just takes time. You know, like we still don't know who's who. We don't know, you know, like right now, Toronto's on top of the East. They could be on top of the East now and become like January, February. They could be a second or third seed. You know, like other teams can just get heated up and just start taking over. That's just like Golden State. They ain't on no real like run yet to be breaking away from teams. I think a lot of teams are playing them now. Like, hey, we ain't scared of y'all. Like, you know, this ain't the same, and they still ain't get Boogie Cousins back. You know, we don't even know how he's going to be when he joins them. Will he be that piece that make him extra dominant? Or will he be that piece that, you know, to start breaking them apart? You're going to have, he's a head case. You got Draymond Green's a head case. You got KD who can't stop arguing with fans and talking about how this and that and how he don't like this and that. Like, you know, your common storm is like Steph Curry and Clay. And Clay's a quiet dude, so and both of them really quiet. But I don't know how they're going to, you know, if you're going to be able to control those three egos on your squad. That's what I was saying. I think, you know, more so they're going to self-destruct. You can quote me if you want. You know, I'm quite sure people are going to fill in their bag. You know, it's a lot of, you know, bandwagon, you know, Golden State fans out here. And, you know, we go through it all the time. And I ask you, you know, well, you tell me who, what's the nickname for Chris Mullin, Mitch Richmond, and Tim Hardaway, and they can't even tell me that. And you're like my age, so you should be, you know, you should know, you know what these dudes are. You know, Run TMC. You know, you should really know who these guys are. But you know, you just started following this team once they started getting hot. Like you probably was more like a Knicks fan or something back in the day. Who knows? But yeah, it's just crazy, man. You know, my take on the state of the NBA today, like I said, it should be more rivalries going on, like more like legit rivalries. It's like, you know, I want teams that's like, you know what, we don't like y'all. I mean, I ain't saying y'all gotta fight, but you gotta bring that whole like, you know, I really want this game. We trying to come in here to knock y'all out. I don't want no, oh, we gonna play and then, yo, homie, we going out tonight. Like, nah, bro. Like, you know, or, you know, end of the season, yeah, well, how about we all link up together and you know, we go out here and we go train together. Nah, man, I'm training with my own teammates. You know, I'm not training with y'all. You know, I want y'all to see, you know, what I'm working on my game so you can pick up stuff from my game and, you know, and vice versa. Nah, yo, I'm trying to beat y'all. I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to help y'all get better. I'm trying to beat y'all. So if I'm a dominant individual like how Giannis is, and Giannis is getting calls from like KD and LeBron, hey, come work out with us. Like, you know, nah, homie. Like that's what I said, man. Thank God for Giannis, man, the Greek freak, man, because he, you know, he's bringing that old school flavor back, and that's what we need. We need that from a lot more players, man. But that's my take on, you know, what's going on in the NBA today. It's just, you know, that's just my opinion. People might disagree. People might agree. Who knows? But that's the way I feel on how the state of the NBA is. You know, and that's it for me for tonight, you guys. I just thank you guys for listening. Continue to listen. Continue to subscribe. Continue to follow me on Instagram at Hubs Huddle. I'm on Facebook at Hubs Huddle. I'm on Twitter at Just Hub. I'm on different platforms, man. Basically, you can Google, Hubs Huddle Podcast, and I'm going to show up everywhere like Castbox, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Podbean, TuneIn Radio, it's Google Podcasts. I'm all over the place, man. Thank you. Shout out to all my listeners who've been remaining faithfully. I forgot to post my week 14 picks on Instagram. I did post the actual podcast, but I forgot to make a post about it. And I appreciate you guys who actually are subscribers to my podcast. You guys went in and checked on about me even like promoting it. I appreciate you guys, man. Keep rocking with me, man. Until next time, I'm going to be back. Either, I'm going to try to come back tomorrow and do, the Thursday night football matchup. It's going to be a big game on Thursday. Got the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Big game in the AFC West division. It's a lot going on, a lot to play for. Everybody's thinking that KC's that solid number one. The Chargers can very well knock them off, and the Chargers could very well win the AFC West, depending on how these next couple of weeks go down. So these last 3 weeks is very important for a lot of these teams that hold these number one seeds, the number 1 seed, 2 seed, 3 seed, and 4 seed, and also these wild card slots. I don't think nobody's really locked into their actual seed yet. It's a lot to play for, like over in the NFC. You still got the Rams loss on Sunday night to the Bears. That opened the door for the Saints to take over the number 1 seed. So it's still a lot to play for. Teams got to continue to win to hold on to their respective seeds or to move up, in their conference. And also these wild card teams, and there's teams still knocking on the door to get a wild card spot. They need a lot of help to get in. So these next couple of weeks, man, it's going to be very interesting. We got 2 games coming up on Saturday on NFL Network, and we got a big game coming up on Thursday with the Chargers and the Chiefs. I'm going to have my pick for y'all tomorrow. It's going to be a surpriser. So, hey, lock in. Keep it loaded. It's Hubs Huddle. It's your boy, and I'm out. Peace.